Yates, and as he said, the quality is just wall to wall here at Sydney Motorsport Park, not only with our Garrett Honeywell International Drift Challenge field. We're now on the Advan ADO 50s. Yokohama celebrating 100 years of being a tyre manufacturer, and some big milestones we'll mention about Yokohama when we can. Right now on track, entry number 32 out there. And in the open category, that will be, I think, Matt Longhurst from Integrated Motorsport South Australia. The R34 GTR, you can see there on the screen, the Garmin timing, minute 29.118. Third spot, he could get over Kazmiri if he gets a good one in. We're still very turbo-friendly. He goes through for a flying start, minute 44, ready to go. Comes through Armando, look at the smoke on the outer tyre there, really pushing that tyre down onto the aero. Trying to pull it up here for GT Sport corner. Nice and clean there for Longhurst. Can he piece every corner together and find a couple of tenths? He's going to need, what's he going to need? 5 or 6 tenths there to try and get Kazmiri out of second spot. That Honda is yet to be budged from second spot. We'll see what happens here. Andy Duffin goes through the start-finish line, minute 45 on his run. Ashwin's gone through as well, minute 49. They're both on flyers, but all eyes on Matt Longhurst. Sector 1 down. Let's see what he does for sector 2. Look, 0.7 off what he's run before. So it's not going to be every category where we see this improvement, but you know what? Sometimes you'll just loop 2 or 3 laps, 2 or 3 corners together, and it could all come back if you're quicker somewhere else. Here we go, through turn 9. Gets the power on. We can hear from our commentary position that amazing RB screaming through the Albans box. You come through 10-11. Don't want to throw yourself over too much before Garrett Honeywell. All very clean. Let's see how he comes out of the exit of Garrett Honeywell, turn 12. Oh, takes it all the way out past the line, but he got the power down. That's how early he got the power down. It sent the car out to the outer edges. Let's see whether it happens. The screaming RB flies through. Minute 29.02. Oh boy, that's the best shot. And bigger. But that is Adam Kazmiri. What a lap. What a lap. Minute 27.562. Morecambe didn't get any space this particular session. Longhurst.
Weekend. Seems like everyone's cheering for Andy. And here goes Matt Longhurst. So trying to make the most of these conditions. Matt Longhurst lining up another lap.
Pushing it hard through there. I almost saw something come off the car. A little bit of debris may have flicked up from there. The Integrated Motorsport. Can he get another one of these low 29s out of it? Through GT Sport turn 2. Powers out of there. Look, he was flat through Armando again, or as flat as he was willing to do. And as George said before, a majority of these cars, if they do lift off around there, not full throttle, at least the car then does a little bit of braking all by itself, a little bit of aero braking. But he is pushing through there hard.
This could be his chance to make the most of these conditions. He's a second down at the moment to that first sector, but it is an improvement. So this could be the important part of the weekend for him to guarantee he gets back up on that podium. The 36-year-old from Adelaide, commercial aircon business owner, and this is how he spends his spare time playing with these amazing World Time Attack cars. All the way to the exit of 7. That's nice. Get the car stopped down here at turn 8. They had a huge fire recently. They had to do a full rebuild on the front end of this car. And he said when we got the car back into the workshop, we took a day off after the fire, we stripped it completely bare of all the burnt parts, and instantly we started to feel better. It really helped their positive outlook on life. They've got a new billet engine, ex-Gibson Motorsport engine builder on this car. So if anyone knows their way around Nissan engines, it's these guys. They've been saving tyres for these nice, cool conditions. Let's see if he can improve on that nice 1 minute 29 from earlier. Can he get into the 28s?
Oh!
Yes! 1:28.8 from the South Aussie. That's a good lap time.
Very good there for Longhurst, and it still keeps himself in provisional third with that 28.8, I'm sure, because we both improved. Yes, it does. 28.8, 28.3, and that 27.562. And when I mean that lap, so that's Honda on top spot. Yeah, and the way that it's shaping up at the moment. And remember, we've got minute 30 from 4th to 7th. Out there, so someone could still get in that's not in there, including Stephen Johnson or Kurokawa-san. Love to see him in the 5 as well, but they're all got one more shot at it. And remember, in this particular session, about 10 minutes of session, whether or not they're the tyres you're going to use for the shootout, or whether you save some greens. It's so hard being the last session of everything. What do you got left in the tyre department? Some of them have got more than others. If you've had trouble throughout the weekend, you'll have some tyres. That is a big push from Longhurst. And remember, he only needs to find, well, he needs to find half a second to get in front of Morecambe. Morecambe may still have some in reserve here as well, but that was big commitment there for Matt Longhurst. So you can just see how well the downforce is working on the front of that R34, pushing the tyre down onto the guard.
He was first to go sub 1 minute 30 last year in the open class. It looked like he had it in the bag. He had a 129.4, and then it was bettered by Nathan Morecambe, and that was really the huge moment from last year's Super Lap shootout. He had it in the bag. He ended up finishing P2 in Link ECU open class. He's done a lot more laps than we saw from him last year, as we hear Andy Duffin scream on by. He's starting laps. We've got Duffin, Kazmiri, Kurakawa, Longhurst, Ashwin, Morecambe, all on track right now. Where do you look in Link ECU open class? It is the most competitive class that we have here this weekend, and still the fight for the lead and these top 5 spots is on.
Walden, minute 32.75, going to be on a flyer as well. So
this is impressive so far, 104.4. So we've got Walden out there as well. But the first cut across the stripe, Matt Longhurst, the 36-year-old South Aussie. This is an improvement so far. That's what that orange S2 means. Let's see if he can complete the lap in style and potentially knock off Nathan Morecambe for P2. Morecambe's time is a 128.3. That's the time to beat if he wants to move back into second. 128.4, he misses it by 1/10 of a second, but it is an improvement.
Big improvement there for Matt Longhurst. That shows maximum commitment. We saw
knock Garth Walden out of the shootout.
It's not quite a supercar pit stop, though, is it, for tyres? No. It's a little bit slower than that.
Even Jared Maggs, the car owner, was down there working away at getting those tyres changed. So Matt Longhurst lining up another rung. He's currently a 1/10 away from Nathan Morecambe's 128. Love this car. It is a piece of work up close. Here comes the fast South Aussie towards this very, very fast corner.
All right, maximum commitment to Armando, puts it right there on the beginning of the ripple strip, pushes again, the smoke, the telltale smoke, knowing that you've pushed just enough. Got to pull it up now for Gran Turismo Sport. He's got it buried right on the apex, washes out to the outside. The four-wheel drive, a big benefit through here for him. Robert Gooley just in shot there, gets out of the way. Such a gentleman on and off the track, aren't you, girls? He's still pushing through here, Matt Longhurst. Where do you find another 10th? He needs 1.5 tenths to get to number 2 against Morecambe, and Morecambe still hasn't produced us anything out there representative from that magic minute 28.30 that he's done earlier.
So he's a 10th down to the first sector. Kurakawa behind him also going for another lap. He's also a 10th down on his first sector, but it's not impossible. Let's go back to the pits.
Yeah, guys, I'm down here with Steve Johnson. Obviously, we're going like mad, fitting new tyres on, but as it turns out, we've actually got a pretty terminal engine problem, so that's going to put us out, unfortunately. I think probably more disappointing than anything for Steve. He was feeling pretty confident with the way the car was handling clearly, and almost got into the shootout on those old tyres. You're probably looking forward to it. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, it almost got into the shootout on 5 cylinders. How's that? So it dropped a cylinder coming out of the, coming into the third sector. So I finished that lap with 5 cylinders, and which probably cost me probably a good half to 3/4 of a second. So we certainly probably would have been in the shootout, but it doesn't look. We had a bit of an injector, not a failure, but